Growing up in Saskatchewan, all my cousins, whatever, we were the Indians of the town, and we didn't know if it was a bad thing or a good thing, but we thought it was awesome. And when I was visiting one community in the north, there was an elderly gentleman that came up to me, and he just mentioned, you know, Bryan, you are the most decorated Indigenous athlete in the history of the world.
Excellent. So let's just start with your name and spell your name.
Bryan Trottier, B-R-Y-A-N, capital T-R-O-T-T-I-E-R.
My name is Gino Ojic, O-D-J-I-C-K.
Peter Leach, L-E-E-C-H.
My name is Kevin Stewart. I'm elected council member for the Haisla Nation.
My name is Crystal Smith. I am the elected chief counselor of the Haisla Nation.
Haisla Nation, yeah, we've been here since time immemorial. I don't know if 9,000 years is the right number, but all I know is we've been here since time immemorial. We're a very proud nation. We're connected to the land and water, like I said. We're very strong in our culture.
I find the Haisla Nation people are just really wonderful example of the First Nations hospitality, the uniqueness to friendship, to creating relationships, the uniqueness to synergize with communities, not just be all about themselves and not dwell on history and past, but overcome and build.
Our long-term goal is I often describe it as a reignition, reigniting our strength and our identity as Haisla people, a reconnection to our culture, our language, and what it means to be Haisla.
This first started with me going to a golf tournament for the Haisla Nation and sitting down with them post-golf tournament and talking about other opportunities that they could do within their community. And I threw right at them, right out of the top of my head, was my idea about a ball hockey tournament.
As you know, my name is Bryan Trottier. I played in the NHL for 18 years, coached another 10. Fortunate to be on 7 Stanley Cup winners, 6 as a player, 1 as a coach. The really fun thing for all you participants, everybody goes home with a hockey stick, a ball hockey stick, and a ball. So you got to go home with a little memory, okay? My buddies Gino Ojic and Peter Leach, great ambassadors of the game of hockey. Thank you for coming up, guys. It's a pleasure to be here with you two guys, especially because we love the game of hockey, and this ball hockey is the second best thing to it. So go have fun, everybody. Pleasure to be here. Let's all have a great day. Ho ho!
I think it's a common feeling among parents. You want better for your children, and to have a focus of our youth and wanting their lives to be better than what my life was, and to be provided the opportunities that I wasn't, that I never had growing up.
Here's what I find, you know, so I'm 60 years old. And I'm looking at this and recognizing my history, recognizing my grandparents and my dad, and language and culture, tradition, and not growing up on a reserve, a res, just, you know, growing up in a community, and that's all I have to go on as far as experience is concerned. Education has taught me a little bit more about history and some of the tough times that the First Nations people have had to endure.
I was removed from my home. I was living with my grandparents, and I was removed when I was 9 years of age. And I spent 5 years in the residential school in Port Alberni on Vancouver Island. And I came back home when I was 14 years old. A lot of my family and friends didn't really remember me, so I had to reestablish myself in the community. So they took us away, put us in these schools. I remember the first thing that happened to me when I got there was they cut all my hair off. They gave us uniforms, and we all dressed and looked the same when we got there. The residential school system was run and developed by the federal government of Canada and administered by the Catholic Church of Canada also. The objective was to remove the Indian from the Indian through that system, to remove us from our land and our cultural ways and our language.
You know what? I don't speak my language. I feel I lost my grandparents very young. So a lot of the cultural teachings I don't have opportunity for. Oh, I don't know why I'm getting so emotional. It was weird. I actually just thinking about my grandparents last night. Whew. My grandmother always told me, be proud of who you are and where you come from. And I know where I come from, but when you're missing a piece of you, and that's why I identify it as, I don't know a piece of me. So to be able to be successful, and that was her advice to me, to be able to go and explore the world and go and further my education. It was to always have that knowledge in the back of my head of to give me strength. And if you don't know a piece of who you are, how do you identify with yourself, and how do you progress as an individual? So a part of our focus as a nation is to ensure that our future generations know who they are and know what it means to be Haisla, and most importantly that our language is revitalized and is strong.
That's it, Josh. 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms. Wow.
Here we are in Kitimat, and we got off to a wonderful start. It started out with a delivery of the ball hockey sticks, ball hockey balls, nets, and tournament organization, some rules. We had a lot of volunteers there, and it just grew into this wonderful participatory event.
And the benefit of having an event such as this hockey tournament take place in our community is bringing our members together. It's not only our members that we're looking to attract to this event, it's our neighboring communities. So Kitimat, we advertised it for participation for any and everyone that is interested in hockey, and more so that wanted to meet Gino and Bryan.
I really enjoy coming around the kids and showing them that it's possible to make it in sports, and at the same time telling them the importance of education. I really like visiting First Nations communities. That's what I've done since I retired, and I did it also when I played.
Well, to do a ball hockey event, we thought we should have product, and everybody can bring a hockey stick, and yeah, you can bring a tennis ball or a wiffle ball or something. But with technology as it is today, and knowing that these kind of sticks and the right kind of ball, hockey ball that the kids can enjoy and have fun with. Watching the faces of the kids as we're handing them out, and they're seeing all of Bryan Trottier on there, number 19, the different awards, and so the graphics on it were spectacular. It's a gorgeous looking stick, you know, the white tape at the top and the black and white. It just had a wonderful, wonderful look.
It was amazing. I kept one for myself. I don't know if I was allowed to or not, but I made sure to keep one for myself. And you know, it was just, I thought it was a cool thing, and the kids thought it was unbelievable as well. So.
Over here, your starting lineup over here. Diablo, starting lineup over here, ready?
From puck drop through the championship game, I thought the skill level, the athleticism of the kids was very, very impressive. Enough so, I think Peter Leach was the first one to jump in.
Playing with the kids you know, some of them were pretty intense, especially the girls. They were pretty intense when they were, you know, playing against the boys, and you know, a couple of them made it very clear, you know, to me that I was playing on the wrong team.
I was just kind of standing off to the side trying to be a bit of a referee and cheerleader, but next thing you know, the kids are saying, come on, we need help, and I said, okay, I'm in. And so I'm just kind of deflecting for a little bit. Next thing you know, I'm stick handling. Next thing you know, I'm shooting. Next thing you know, I'm passing. It's just very, very contagious, and it just brings back that little competitiveness in all of us.
So beyond that, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the first winners of the Haisla Nation Championship, Lord Stanley!
It's the moment we all dream about. It's that moment, you know, the moment when you're a kid and you can pump that Stanley Cup over your head just like Jean Beliveau did, or Gordie Howe, or Bobby Orr. Anybody who was your boyhood idol did. And that's, I think, what the kids want to do. They want to duplicate what their idols, they see their NHL idols do on TV. They want to do the same thing.
On top of the event, we're actually hosting a community dinner that is more along the lines of our culture, is bringing together people and feeding them.
Well, there's a whole bunch of things about a feast and a post-event dinner that I'm learning over the years. And the first one I went to was very powerful. Cultural, it was very meaningful. There was prayer, there was respect, there was tradition. All those things that, you know, words we kind of don't want to take for granted ever.
It's definitely an experience that you need to be present for. To be able to describe what it's like for a gathering of our community is one of happiness. Our community is definitely family-oriented and very family-focused. That we are present in both good and bad times, and an event such as this in a good time is very heartwarming.
For me, that was just a good reflection again on the community, the people of Haisla, but it was also inclusive. So we had a lot of people there from sponsors, we had a lot of the community people that were involved in the event there to enjoy some of the traditional foods, the culture of the First Nations people. And they get a good taste of it. They go home with the flavor of what First Nations traditions are all about.
But we are a very close-knit community, and I think that's what you will get, is a feeling of family. Our people are very friendly and welcoming, so you will get that, and you will feel that atmosphere when you are around.
We heard nothing but the Haisla, you know, their famous Haisla soup, which we all enjoyed. It was great soup, and I had, you know, a major bowl of it, and which was really good. And so yeah, my mom definitely, you know, had some competition there. And you know, if Mom does see this, well, I apologize in advance to Mom.
This project of First Nations ball hockey started as an idea, and once I had the hockey stick in my hand, it grew. And once I had an interested First Nations community like Haisla grab a hold of it, now it's real.
Acknowledging our history, but being able to have that resilience to acknowledge that there are positive solutions, there are positive lifestyles, there are goals that our people can achieve, and to be able to have Bryan and Gino be advocates of that and to be present as role models is absolutely vital.
Hockey is a team-oriented sport, and I think The hockey, in terms of First Nation communities, just shows that teamwork, no matter if you win or lose, bonds people.
Well, we've always taken the position when we go into the communities, our job is to go in and reach one person. And if we've reached that one person, you know, we've done our job, because hopefully that one person will influence another and another and so on and so on. We've influenced probably, you know, quite a few, and that's what it's about for us. If we're able to, you know, make some positive changes in a young person's life, you know, from coming to do an event like this, and you know, they take that on to, you know, into the years of their lives, from, you know, going to school and participating in sports, then we've done our job.
One thing that we're known for is our resilience as First Nations people, and especially being Haisla, is that we know we have to move forward, and to be able to bring to the forefront the issues and to be able to deal with them head on is one that we're being able to witness in our community today. Through economic development, we're able to provide programs and support systems that have never been a reality in our communities, in our community, ever before.
Anybody who is of Aboriginal descent, female, male, who plays the wonderful game of hockey can certainly support this. I'm an easy guy to get a hold of, I'm an easy guy to find. So for all of that, I think that's my vision. I want to get more participation from those folks. Vision as far as like the growth in the next 3 to 5 years, I'd like to see this become one of Canada's most visible sports in the communities, whether it's in gymnasiums, whether it's in outdoor little venues like parking lots. But I don't know if the tournaments should be, I think, an annual thing, and I think in the next 5 to 10 years, I think we're going to have different tournaments going across Canada, different age levels, and if it goes beyond that, bonus.